so I'm not going to talk, just read it. So, immediately after the event, the first thing I want you to do is make sure that you've agreed a day that you're going to call them, put it in your diary. Make sure, as it says at the bottom, you write down exactly what they said. We're not happy with our existing advisors. We're looking for somebody like you. We need to know more about that. Because when you speak to them, you're going to repeat to them. Do you remember last week, Peter Prospect, you said, you don't have to remember it because you've written it down immediately after the event. Is all this working for you, everybody? Does all this make sense? Make sure you keep their card. Make sure, do all of you have CRM systems or follow-up systems? Make sure you put it in some sort of system ready to make the call. Start to do some research. For the bigger companies, ask around. Does anybody know of this prospect? Anybody know about them? Look at their website, LinkedIn, Google them. This should all happen within 24 hours having met them. Get all the key facts down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a bit quaint and old-fashioned. If ever I meet people, even if I'm not going to do business with them, but I enjoyed their company, I'll always write and say, "Dear Alan, lovely to have met you in London last night. I wish you every success with your business," or whatever it is. Or if ever I go to an event and somebody's buying drinks, in other words, I'm a guest and they're a host, write and thank them. What is the best way to say thank you? A handwritten note or a card or a postcard. I even have my own printed postcards with some of these cartoons on where I write and thank people. If ever anyone introduces me to anybody, they always get a thank you. Or I might send them a book or whatever it is. Please, let's go back to old-fashioned courtesy and politeness. If you're not going to call them right away, or you've no particular reason to call them, again, just send them an email saying how nice it was to meet them. Now, for those of you who would rather do your filing than pick up the phone, I want you to think about this. I want you to think of the consequences of not calling them. Remember this. They agreed to take your call. They're expecting your call. You've started to build the relationship. Think about the value you can add. Remember this bit, destroying the uncertainty. And ladies and gentlemen, if you make that call, what is the worst that's going to happen? Think about it. I hope you've been listening. Here's a test. What are we phoning for? Anybody tell me? If you get it right, there's a free place on my course worth 150 quid. You've got your free place, Jay. Shut up.
We're looking to build a relationship and potentially.
Yeah, but what, you're right, but what do we particularly want out of it?
To add value to their business.
Sorry?
To add value to their business.
Yeah, that's a bit, yeah, that's okay. What do you think?
Destroy uncertainty.
Sorry?
Add value and remove uncertainty.
What do we, how will we know that phone call has been a success?
Well, the main thing is to follow up and find out whether you can do business with them or not.
Yeah, no, you
What kind
didn't.
of meeting?
That's the one. What's your name?
Tracy.
Tracy. If you want to come free on my course, you come free on my... Ladies and gentlemen, you're phoning up for one reason, to arrange to meet them. Isn't that right? Do you remember meeting? You know, sitting across the table, talking. Anybody remember it? That's what you're phoning for. I mean, all those other answers you've just given me, guys, is correct. But at the end of it, you want to meet them. And what are the consequences of not calling them? Let's assume it really was somebody who wanted to meet you. Your reputation's gone down the pan. EY, fourth biggest accountancy firm in the world. Crap organisation. Met a lovely guy from there, can't remember his name. He promised to phone me because we were looking for new accountants. You got it? Unless you die, you've got to make the phone call. Have you got it, Ian? And the rest of you, don't laugh at just him. Oh, you've got to make the phone call. You're rejecting them. We don't like rejection, do we? The trust has gone. I think it's worse than not attending. Because if they don't know anything about your company until then, they know something about your company now, don't they? And what do they know? You're unreliable. You can't be trusted. Am I scaring you now? Because I'm trying to. What happens if you meet them again? What happens next month? You come here and you promised to call them and you didn't call them. How embarrassing is that? And do you remember the reliability bit? You promised to call them and you didn't call them.